episode of Teenager Who Cooks. Today, we're gonna be making mooncakes. It's almost the moon festival in Chinese tradition again, and my last mooncake video is actually one of my most popular videos. So today, we're gonna be making a special type of mooncake, and I'm gonna show you how to make the filling from scratch. So today, we're gonna be making mooncakes with these date fillings. So now, dates, we usually buy them from the store and they just come dried like this. So it's it has a really nice and unique flavor that goes really well in mooncakes. So let's get started. So before we begin, we're gonna have to prepare our dried dates. Now because they're dried, we have to soak them. So I usually just soak them in regular water for around 3 hours, or you can do overnight if you want. And now after you soak them, you can simply go inside and remove the seeds. You can do this with a small knife or just with your hands. And once you've removed all the seeds, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna steam it for 20 to 30 minutes. Okay guys, so we have the steamed dates here, looking all cooked. And next we're just gonna add them into a blender. Now that our dates are in the blender, we're just gonna add in water. And just add a little bit to begin with. We just want to make sure that the blender can actually blend all the dates out. So after we have blended our dates, it looks like this paste. And we're just gonna strain it, just because you see there's lots of skin and stuff, and we just want to have the best texture possible. So we're gonna strain it directly into the wok. Now, this wok is pre-oiled, and we're just going to kind of fry it a little bit until all the water comes out. Okay guys, so I've transferred all of our date paste to this wok, and then what we're gonna do is add sugar. So you want to add sugar just to personal liking. If you want it to be more sweet, then add more, obviously. Less sweet, then add less. And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna heat it up here, and in between our heating it up, we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of oil, just 3 separate times. So we're gonna basically heat it up until all the water is evaporated and it's kind of like a peanut butter texture. Maybe even a little thicker, just really pasty. Every time you add oil, you want to make sure that all the previous oil has already been absorbed into the date paste. That way you can just slowly add more and more oil. Okay, so I've heated up this date paste for quite a long time. You can see the texture right now. It's still kind of soft, like a peanut butter texture. It will definitely harden up after it gets cold. So right now I'm going to use this opportunity to add some crushed walnuts. You definitely don't have to do this if you don't want to, if you don't like the texture. But just to add some crunchy texture, I'll add them in right now before it cools down and gets all soft. And gets all hard, sorry. Then it will be really hard to mix in the walnuts. And you can see as we've heated it up, the color has darkened really nicely. Basically just like a red bean paste almost. And once your walnuts are all mixed in, you can just let it cool down for a little bit in preparation to make the mooncakes. Alright guys, it's the next day. Our date paste has cooled down a lot. It's really solidified to become really thick so that we can put it as a filling in our mooncakes. And now we're gonna get started on making the dough that we're gonna wrap our date paste with. This is the same recipe that I used 2 years ago when I showed you how to make mooncakes for the first time. So first, we're gonna add about 55 grams of Lyle's Golden Syrup. I'm pretty sure you can buy this stuff on Amazon, or just go to your local grocery store. And then next, we'll add half a teaspoon of this lye water. You can get this stuff at any Asian supermarket. We're just gonna mix it a little bit. Okay, so it's mixed pretty well, and now we're just gonna add 20 grams of vegetable oil, or just whatever cooking oil you have at home. And we're just gonna mix it up as best we can. And as a final finishing touch, we'll sift in 85 grams of just all-purpose flour. So I finished sifting it, and I'm just gonna mix it up. Alright guys, so our dough is ready. I've wrapped it in plastic wrap, and I'm just gonna let it rest for 20 minutes. And then we can start making our mooncakes. Okay, so I've separated my dough and my paste. My paste is around 35 grams each, and my dough is around 15 grams each. So I'm gonna start making them now. Alright, so I have a little dough ball here. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use wax paper. Just lightly press it down under my palm. And then what I'll do is I'll just take my little teaspoon measuring thing. Just gonna go in circles, slowly like rubbing the dough out so it's flat and like round. And then you can just carefully peel it off. And then what we'll do is we'll put this dough over our date paste and take it in our fingers like this and just slowly push up on the dough. And then once we've kind of pushed the dough as far as we can, we're just going to carefully close off the top, making sure to leave no date paste visible from behind. And then we'll just carefully roll it up a little bit. And there we have our little mooncake. Now we can just put that in the mooncake press and it will make the amazing shape. So we have our mooncake ball here. I've dusted the top of it with flour. And I'm just going to roll it like this, just so that it will fit into our mold, which I have over here. And we're going to put the flour side into the mold. Lightly set it on some wax paper. And we just want to press the mold down, making sure no mooncake really gets out from the sides. We'll lightly squeeze it. Once we've done that, we can simply push it out. And look at that! Beautiful mooncake with a nice little pattern. Now we just repeat for every other mooncake. Our mooncakes are ready. I've preheated the oven to 375 degrees, and now they're going in for 5 minutes before we put on our egg wash. So I'm gonna put them in now and prepare the egg wash while we are waiting. Okay, it's time to prepare our egg wash. So I'm gonna just crack my egg. Nice. Just gonna pour the egg yolk and the egg white together into my fingers. Move it around a bit. Get all the egg white off. Now, all the egg white off our egg yolk. It is all nice. Look at how little egg white there is. Beautiful. Alright, so I have my egg yolk here. I'm just going to put some salt on there. And then with just this brush, this pastry brush, I'm going to stir it all together. And that is literally our entire egg wash. It is that easy. Our mooncakes have been cooking for 5 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and take them out. Beautiful. Now, in the middle of their cooking, I'm going to apply the egg wash. Now, we don't want a lot of egg wash on each one. Make sure you just put a tiny bit. However, this egg wash will give a really, really nice color to our mooncakes. And make sure you do it really lightly. If you do the egg wash too heavily on these mooncakes, you might ruin this nice little design. So do it as lightly as possible. Alright, I've applied egg wash to every side of every mooncake. And now it's time to put it back in the oven, same temperature, for about 7 to 8 minutes. Make sure you start watching it at around 6 minutes, just in case it gets burnt. It's time to take our mooncakes out of the oven. Oh my goodness, they look so good. Amazing. Our mooncakes have cooled. Of course, with mooncakes, you're always supposed to wait 2 to 3 days before you should actually start eating them to get the best taste possible. But just for the sake of this video, I'm going to cut one open and try it. You can look at this beautiful cross section there. You got the thin layer of the little mooncake, and then you have that nice jammy date. Beautiful. I'm going to try it now. Now that is so good. The mooncake offers like a nice little chewy texture. The date paste is like super soft, super tasty. A beautiful way to celebrate the Lunar Festival. So if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.